Welcome back to our second day of the masterclass. Yesterday, we dove into one of the biggest opportunities in our market right now and how we can leverage AI to actually fulfill, to accomplish it, to really scale pretty quickly. If you didn't manage to catch day one of the masterclass, I'm going to link the video in the comments. It's in the group, but I will link it in the comments for easy access. Watch that one first before you watch this one. On the last video, we were covering the skill set that will completely transform your business life if you learn how to do it. It gives you the power to literally make it rain dollars on demand. As a refresher, we were looking at this funnel system. So this is the call booking funnel. So we've got the ad traffic sources where you can use any platform: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you want. And ads are simply a traffic source, as we discussed yesterday. So the ads drive traffic to our landing pages. We can use the lead opt-in page, or we can go straight to this asset-backed qualification funnel, the video sales letter. Once the prospect watches the video is actually where we make our money. They can either book in a call or they can not book in a call. That's when retargeting kicks in or follow-up sequences kick in and they get them back into the calendar. Now, if they do book a call, the rep or yourself or the business owner closes them. Great. If they don't close them, they go back into a retargeting sequence, back into a follow-up sequence to get them back in the calendar once again. Now, if we get that person back into the calendar at this point, the chances are that they close because the conversion rates when they book in that second time are much higher. And this is the call booking funnel. You'll see it's a straight line. We're bringing traffic in from colds all the way through education sequences or education processes in the asset-backed qualification funnel and the video sales letter that we produce. And if they fall off that line at any point, we've got retargeting and follow-up sequences to get them back on that straight line to the close at the end. And that is the call booking funnel. When I learned how to use this funnel, my business exploded in a good way. Yesterday, I dove into how we have built the AI process that does the heavy lifting for fulfillment for a $7,500 offer. We cut the learning curve down drastically. It used to take us 30 days to fulfill for our client. My record is now 4 days for a $7,500 offer because of this AI process. So we're really advancing here with AI and making things go a lot faster. We covered how to produce a video sales letter script that actually converts, how we can leverage AI to actually build the sales funnel copy, and how we can use it to create the ad copy as well. This process has a standard process which removes the variables. This means that you have a set structure to operate with every single time we do this. Nothing changes. It's like an operating manual that you follow A to Z. All of that noise in the industry, you can ignore it completely and you can achieve complete clarity because you have that exact process to follow. If you learn this process, ignore everything else and just become very, very good at doing this. It will do wonders for your business if you simply focus on mastering this process. So today I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper on why on earth you should care about this process and why you should listen to this. First of all, there are 2 funnels that you need to master. They're not that difficult, but if you can dedicate to learning 2 funnels, you can literally do anything you want. So we have the call booking funnel and we've got the ladder funnel. So the first is that call booking funnel, which I've just shown you. Before we dive in, let me show you our call booking funnel forecasting formula. The conversion rates that you see on this spreadsheet are based on real data. They're not estimates and they're extremely accurate. So what we have here is an average opt-in rate of about 40%. In real life or in real time, we have an average opt-in rate for a lead of 50%. And yesterday I mentioned you can go straight, and I would recommend going straight to the video page and actually skipping the opt-in page to begin with because we don't want to dilute the traffic. But I wanted to show you what the numbers look like when we put the whole machine together, right? So the left-hand side here, we have an opt-in rate, an average of 40%. Of those who opt in, we get 10% on the front end, booking in. So FE is front end. Then the call booking rate on the back end, which is the AI setter, which is the email sequences and nurture sequences, we get an additional 4% booking in calls from the leads that did not book in. If we say our average order value of a product is $5,000, our show rate is going to be about 75%, and our close rate is about 22%. The cost per link click on an ad campaign for this kind of funnel is normally about $4. And let's say, for example's sake, we're spending $50 a day, which is $1,500 per month in spend. So if we're spending $1,500 over the course of a month, that leads to 375 clicks at $4 cost per link click, right? Out of those 375 people who clicked on the page, 150 of them will actually opt in and leave their information for us, right? 150. Out of those 150, 10% are going to book in on the front end. So the front end is immediate booking. So directly from the funnel, no emails, nothing. Front end, instant booking the call. 15 people are going to book in out of the 150 that opted in. 75% are going to sit and show up for the call. That's a living call sat. And from that, we average 2 deals closed. Now, the average order value is $5,000. The reason this is at 12,375 is it's not just 2 deals closed. 22% of 11 calls sat is like 2.2 or something like that. So the revenue on average is $12,375. That leaves profit. And if you do this over the course of 2 or 3 months, you'll see these numbers all average out where they hold pretty true to the conversion rates on the left-hand side. So we're okay with these decimals and the rounding the spreadsheet's doing. So month 1, immediate profit and loss, we make $10,000 on the front end. So 12,000 revenue, 1,500 spent, that's 10,875 in profit. Now, let's look at what happens in the back end. On the back end, we've got 150 leads, 15 have already booked in, so we remove that. That leaves us with 5 calls booked because of the 4% conversion rate that have been booked into the calendar using either back-end email sequences that are nurture and value or an AI bot. Out of those 5, your show rate is going to be much higher with these calls because they are much warmer, right? They've received a lot of value, nurture, they might have been in the list for a little while, a month or two. That leads to 4 calls sat. So you're going to, that's like 80% sit rate, you're going to sit a lot more calls on the back end. That leads to 1 deal closed and an additional 4,455, because I think it's just under 1 deal closed on average with the back end alone, which there's no cost for, right? So it's actually all profit. That's $4,400, all profit. If you look at the total campaign revenue, so that's the front end plus the back end, that's $16,830 on average. That's an average estimate across the board. The campaign investment was $1,500, and that leaves profit of $15,330, $15,000 over the course of the entire funnel for an investment of $1,500. That is a very, very strong return on investment, and these numbers stack up. These are very consistent. We know what to expect with these, and we can actually outperform this even further. I appreciate the numbers seem big, right? The profit seems extremely large, but the reality is because of the way the numbers stack up, because of the cost per lead, we can really hit those numbers. And the back end pushes that additional 5K in profit as well. So if you spent 5,000, those conversion rates would still hold true because they have been averaged. That's why the numbers are like 16,830 here, because it's averaging across a larger campaign. So these numbers are very accurate. You can see how powerful this actually is, right? You can book sales calls rapidly and you can make a huge return on investment, as can your clients. You can do this for your client too. Now remember, the system you run for a client is the exact same system that you run for your own lead generation. Imagine being in a position when that client shows up for a sales call and you can say, how did you book this call? And then they explain how they booked the call, describing the exact system that you just ran, right? They saw an ad, they clicked on the ad, they opted in, or they went straight to the video, they watched the video, they booked the call, they received some automations, then they're here on that call. Then you finish your sentence with, that's the exact system that we implement into your business. It's a pretty powerful position to be in, right? It makes sales So much easier. They're not going to ask you for reviews or testimonials or does this process work? We skip all that because they've just lived it. They've experienced that the system works. And that's the magic behind this. Okay, so that's the call booking funnel. The second funnel we're going to master is the ladder funnel. This is a system that allows you or a client to run paid ads every single day and break even, if not profit, every single day, right? Now, why on earth would you want to just break even? Because you essentially produce buyer leads, right? Who are high quality without a cost. That's why I want to generate leads for free, right? You probably want to generate leads for free. This is how you do it. You can do this day in, day out. Doesn't matter. These buyer leads are the perfect fit for your high ticket offers or your client's high ticket offer. They know, like, and trust you already. You can essentially generate leads on autopilot without cost on a daily basis. You can engineer this system to basically have an unlimited amount of ad spend because you get it back every single day, right? It rinse and repeats over and over and over again. That's the magic in this system. This is why this is so powerful because we can spend as much as we want. It doesn't matter. You can spend $500 per day. If I told you you spend 500 and you get 500 back, plus you get a big stack of buyer leads as well to sell additional offers to, you print money, right? You instantly do it because it makes complete sense. And that's what we're looking at. So how does this all actually work? Well, it's not necessarily that complicated, right? On the left-hand side, we have our traffic sources. It could be Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, YouTube, TikTok, or Twitter/X, right? It could be any platform. It doesn't really matter. We discussed on day one how ads are just a traffic source. That's all they are. We don't want to give them too much credit, right? They just bring people in, some good, some bad, into our funnel. So first of all, we send them to what we call an intro product, right? These products are normally priced at around $7. We'll get a conversion rate of about 10%, and the average cost to acquire a $7 buyer is normally about $25. You might think, well, hold on a second. I'm spending $25 for someone to pay me $7. That makes absolutely no sense. Why on earth would I ever do that? Well, watch what happens. So, out of those people who buy the $7 product, at least 50% of them are going to buy an order bump, which could be templates or something like that, for $27. So at least 50%. They just add it in to the order. We've all added things into our order before, right? There's a huge amount of people that will do that. Now, after they have purchased, made the transaction, added the order bump in or didn't, they're all then pushed to a one-time offer, which is usually $97. I like to have a subscription in there, maybe $97 a month, because the way these calculations work is they only consider the front end, that first purchase. If you have monthly recurring revenue, it's like a gold mine because you're not paying for it anymore. You've broken even, if not profited, which I'm going to show you shortly, on the front end. And then the monthly recurring revenue kicks in and it's just on autopilot, right? It's magic. It's incredible what happens. You can completely forget about it and it just stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. That's the secret behind this, right? So you want to have some kind of software solution in there. Your conversion rate is going to be about 33%. Obviously, the more expensive you make this, the more you make in terms of the transaction, but the lower the conversion rate is going to go. And we want to build monthly recurring revenue. Okay, so that's the initial funnel, right? That's the core funnel. You can add a little downsell in there too that kind of bumps the numbers up further. I'm going to show you the formula shortly, which will show you what happens when we bump that. We add that little downsell in for maybe like $67. I'll show you what happens. But that's the end of our funnel. That's the end of what I would call the minimum viable funnel, right? That's the end of it. Now, what happens next is we have email and AI that kicks in and it sends them nurture campaigns. And what this does is actually converts all the intro product buyers, or not, doesn't convert them all. Let me rephrase that. It nurtures all the intro product buyers and converts a portion of them into a higher ticket offer, say your service, right? Your agency service. It'll convert about 2% of them into clients at a higher ticket product. Now, this could be additional monthly recurring revenue, or this could be a one-time sale, either or, but this really skyrockets your profit margin. But if you think about it, if that high ticket offer is your core service, then you're basically getting leads for free, because up until this one-time offer, so the black and the green boxes here, up until that point, it's breaking even, if not profiting already. So all these leads you're getting in for your high-ticket product cost you nothing. Nothing. And then what we do is we implement retargeting campaigns, which is what you can see in this top line. We'll get people who clicked but didn't buy the intro product. That's 90% of people, actually, a big portion of people. We'll also run retargeting campaigns, what I would call the bottom of our funnel, which is you could run the one-time offer as a slightly different offer, without the bonuses. You could offer that core product, that subscription product, as a retargeting campaign to the 90% of people who didn't buy the intro product. Maybe it wasn't the right fit for them, but they might be interested. They showed some interest by clicking, right? They might be interested in that subscription. So you send that to them as well. And then those who bought the intro products but didn't convert the 67%, you retarget them with the one-time offer as well, or the subscription product, and you'll see the cash flow, because your acquisition cost is going to be very low for a retargeting campaign. So because they're warm leads. So your cash flow is just going to drive forwards and forwards and forwards. And that's the magic in this system. So let's look at the numbers. If we put $100 into ads today, we make $100 back, right? Today. Plus, we may get 5 buyer leads. How much did I pay for those 5 buyer leads? Zero. Nothing. I didn't pay anything for them, because I got the 100 back instantly, the same day. I have 5 leads who have bought something, who have put their money where their mouth is. They've qualified themselves as buyers, people who are ready to take action, and they're interested in what I'm doing, and I have them for nothing. This is a beautiful system, and it's really, really not that hard to operate at all. We have a formula for that too, actually. I'll show you how this works. So, a little bit more numbers flying about here, but bear with me. It's not as complicated as it looks. On the left side is our core product stack, basically, right? We've got our intro offer. We've got our intro offer conversion rate, which is 10%. We've got an order bump at $27. We've got our order bump conversion rate, our upsell number 1, which, as I mentioned, I like to do that as monthly recurring revenue. Upsell conversion rate. Downsell number 1 at $67. Downsell number 1 conversion rate. And then the service upgrade. So it was 5K, 2K monthly recurring, whatever you can, it could be anything in there. And then, of course, the conversion rates. And then the cost per click and the monthly ad spend, right? Now, the cost per click, you might notice from the call booking funnel, is a bit different here. From my experience, the cost per click on these types of intro products is usually a lot lower than it is for like a case study or training or something of the sort that we would use in the call booking funnel. It's normally a couple of dollars lower, maybe it's $1.50 lower in this example, but it typically is about $2.50 or so. So again, very accurate numbers that we're working with here, but this is the differences between the two different funnels. Now let's dive into it here. If we were to spend $2,500 in ads over the course of a month, right? What does it look like? Well, at $2.50, we get 1,000 clicks. From those 1,000 clicks, 10% of people are going to buy the $7 product. That's 100 people buying it, right? Which results in $700. 7 times 100, $700. And again, you might think, I've spent $2,500 and I've only got $700 back. That is not good. Your cost to acquire a buyer for that intro product is $25. Now, out of those 100 people who've purchased, 50% of them, 50 in this case, would buy the order bump at $27. That gives you an extra little $1,350. But we're still not there yet, right? We've only made $2,050, but we've still spent $2,500. Well, 33% of those intro buyers, 100, are going to buy your $97 a month upgrade. So that's $3,201 in revenue. And then a portion, so 10% of those, so this is going to be 10% of the people who said no to upsell number 1. So not out of all the intro buyers minus those who said no to upsell number 1, did not take it, so 67% of people. 10% of them are going to buy the downsell, and I've priced this at $67, which is a good price for your downsell. That produces an extra $448, not huge amounts, but it just adds that little bit of extra revenue, cash flow, and you'll see what happens. Now, from 100 intro products sold, 2% of those people are going to upgrade to your $2,000 a month service. So that's 2 people. That's $4,000 additional revenue. So a couple of numbers to pay attention to here. The overall campaign revenue. So if we take all the sales from the intro product to the order bump to the upsell, the downsell, and the service revenue, the high ticket service, we produced $9,700 in revenue. We spent $2,500. Our campaign profit is $7,200, and we've got monthly recurring revenue of $7,200. Plus, something I've not mentioned in this yet, right? You've also got an email list of people who have not yet purchased any upgrades. So you might have 60, 70 people from that 100 people you brought in. They still haven't purchased, and they might purchase over the next 4, 5, 6 months. You never know. And in fact, I can tell you with confidence, a lot of them do once they get to know who you are. That's the magic. So all of a sudden you've got an email list building and you can launch email campaigns. Not only are you making quite a big profit and quite a big monthly recurring revenue on the front end and bringing in your leads, you're building more and more and more leads in the future, which means you can add cash flow and scale even faster. So let's look at the campaign revenue without. So let's say they did not, the 2 upgrades to the high ticket service. Let's look at just the funnel itself, right? Ignoring the high ticket service. The revenue is $5,700 in total. That means without the service upgrade, the high ticket product, we still make $3,200 in profit off this funnel. And we haven't even closed any leads yet because of the whole ecosystem. And that's why it's so important to have the full system set up like this. But of course, we're going to add in the high ticket service and put that $4,000 in additional monthly recurring revenue to work. Think about this as well, right? If your average retention rate is 3 months, you're making $7,000 month 1, month 2, month 3. But your ad spend stops. You spend $2,500 month 1, make your $7,000. You make that's your profit. Sorry, it's your $9,000. You make your profit of $7,200. But then next month you've got $7,200 coming in with no ad spend coming off. And the next month, then okay, maybe the client's churn or whatever happens. 3 months is a good number to estimate on, forecast on. But think about the revenue. Then you repeat that. You instead of not spending an ad spend, you do it again next month. You build the pile, you build that stack of monthly recurring revenue, and it snowballs and snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. That's the magic behind the ladder funnel. This is how we do it. You can see how this system can generate leads rapidly, and it creates a reality where you have no limit to your ad spend because you can keep spending, right? It's going to come back every day. There's no risk to it, right? You want to be aggressive with this. And you might ask, okay, if I can do this, why wouldn't I just always build this out for a client instead of a call booking funnel? Well, the reality is your clients believe initially that they need leads. The ladder funnel requires additional products and a longer lead to sale cycle. If we approach the client with additional friction and extend the time to the return on investment, it becomes a harder close. I call it the paracetamol effect until I understood that the majority of the world don't know what paracetamol is because apparently it's a UK term. So the ibuprofen effect, the painkiller effect, right? When they have a problem with their neck or something like that, or let's say they've got a really bad headache and they go to the doctor and the doctor says to them, okay, well, listen, in order to get rid of this headache, you're going to have to go for 6 months of chiropractic treatment because the problem's actually in your neck. Okay, the doctor might tell you that, but they're also going to tell you the short-term solution. And if they don't, the person needs rid of that headache today. They think it's the problem with their headache, right? It's not, it's a problem with their neck, but they've got a real bad pain in their head. They want it fixed now. So they're going to go to the doctor that gives them the painkiller instantly, the medication to take that away because they think that's their immediate problem, to fix their head. Then they can work on fixing their neck, but they've got to get that pain lifted immediately. And that's what we do. Your client believes they need leads, right? They don't think, well, I need buyers coming in, I need good quality leads. We need leads, we need sales calls, that equals revenue. So instead of saying, look, we've got to reinvent the wheel here, we've got to build this entire ecosystem, we solve their immediate problem first, give them those leads, give them those sales calls, help them get closing. Once they've built that trust, we can then add in the ladder funnel for an additional fee, of course. Add in the ladder funnel, which increases their profit even further. The ladder funnel is the holy grail for them, for anyone really, to be honest. It provides the most opportunity and avenues for profit. This is our end goal. However, in order to bring in the greatest demand and solve the client's immediate problem, we want to solve the lead problem first. So we build the call booking funnel out for them. We generate sales calls and revenue. Then we can flip to phase 2 with them, which is another $7,500 build out to build a ladder funnel. We do this when we have enough phone calls that it causes a problem. We already know that we can overwhelm them with sales calls, yet we have the solution for that problem already prepared. If they scaled our high ticket offer only, it would add more and more fulfillment stress for them, the more deals that they close. So as they scale, as they make more money, there's more stress on that fulfillment system, right? They've got more sales calls, they need more people, they've got more clients, they've got more problems, more things happen. So that it's almost like they're going to start self-jeopardizing themselves. The more they scale, the harder they go and try and bring in more clients, the more stress and pain they bring themselves, and it creates a problem, right? So we want to create that problem, but then we can actually solve that problem. And also, the additional thing is, every single month, they don't have monthly recurring revenue here, normally. And they have to go find that new deal. So every month they start from zero. And okay, that's fine, but it starts to get to people. It starts to eat away at people, right? They want that recurring. Because some months they might just not be feeling it. Or some months might have a bad month and it really hurts. Well, we have the power to build that recurring, that consistency into their business. We have the solution to their problem. With the ladder funnel, we can build additional sources of profit on a monthly recurring basis. They can scale their ads further and spend as much as they want without adding more pain, without stressing the system out. They've got a solid foundation of monthly recurring revenue and a warm audience, which is key. That's really, really key. A warm audience is a big, big difference. They can then select their tier 1 clients, so the best clients that they want to work with, increasing their prices if they want to as well, and only work with the best clients, making the fulfillment much easier. Because it's much easier to work with clients that you want to work with, right? And that's the difference. That's what we can do for them. We can take all that pain away. We can build that recurring source. We can help them close more deals because they're working with warm leads. We can help them pick and choose the clients they want to work with and take that stress away and make business enjoyable. And if they want to, work with less clients and increase their prices because they're working with clients that already know them and the demand is already there. They don't have to create the demand anymore. That's the secret. This opens another door for them to scale. This is an additional opportunity for you. You can drive even more revenue from your clients by delivering results and helping them progress. So as you pack their calendar and deliver those results, you're actually creating a good problem. Like, it's a good problem to have, but by adding more sales calls and performing, you're creating the next problem, but you already have the solution to that next problem mapped out. You know what to do. And it's a beautiful scenario. That is the ultimate scenario that you can be in. This is why we start with the call booking funnel. You can do this for yourself too. You can run a ladder funnel to build your own warm audience and leverage ad spend without a limit. So if you're not too sure, if you'd rather build the products out first, because that means you can spend on ads without having to close deals to make the ad spend back. If you want to make it back on a daily basis without the pressure necessarily, this is what you can do. You can do this too. And I'll give you an example of a ladder funnel that you could run for yourself with pre-built products. Now, I talk a lot about it, but this is where the SaaS agency clicks into place. For a ladder funnel, we need a $7 product, a $27 product, and a subscription product around $97 per month. And let's say you run the funnel system. You build the $7 intro product around this service. You don't need to come up with a crazy concept. You take your knowledge on the funnels that I've shown you so that, this training, right? You understand the funnels and what they do. The systems that I've shown you, your knowledge around that, and you build your done for you funnel service around this system. Then you take this information and build a short, impactful masterclass teaching people how to use it and how to do it. You don't want to hold the keys to the kingdom back here, right? You want to tell them, this is what you have to do. You want to build a funnel like this and it'll book in sales calls, or it'll book, the ladder funnel, a limited ad spend. You build a funnel and then you book the sales calls, but you build the masterclass around how to build that funnel, why you have to build that funnel. You basically tell them what they have to do, right? But there's a reason for that. You might think, if I tell people what to do, they're going to then go do it themselves. Sure, some might do that, but they would have never paid for a service anyway, to be honest. However, most people come in. They like a concept from that $7 intro product, and when they're presented with an opportunity to have the system they now understand, so they've come in, they've digested the program, they now understand the system, but they're like, well, I don't want to build it myself. Then all of a sudden an offer to have it built for them comes in, they jump at it. Think about it. You give them the exciting idea that they want in their business. The numbers stack up. It makes complete sense. They want it, but it looks so hard to achieve. They've got all this work. They don't want to do it. Then you come along. Here comes you. A done-for-you service to build the funnel for them. An easy yes. Of course, they're going to say yes. They want it done. They understand it. They're excited. And all of a sudden, the person who created the whole system offers to build it for them. Yeah, I'll do that. That sounds great. So that is your $7 product. I'd build around that. Hold nothing back. Don't try and come up with something crazy. Build around what your service is. Tell them how to do what it is that you do, but then offer to do it for them. That's the magic, right? Then you've got your $27 order bump. Now, I'd build out some kind of ad templates using Canva frames and sell a pack of high converting ad frameworks that are editable and really useful, and include ad copy examples, and then potentially a PDF training on an ad account setup. If you're wondering what something like that would look like, have a look in the lab portal for our Facebook ads protocol and have a look at how that's produced, right? That's a very similar product. How is it produced? How did we put that in a PDF? Now, one interesting upsell you can have is AI protocols or AI custom GPTs, right? Those work really well as well. You can have some kind of copy framework that you can upsell as well, but that's a pebble in the pond. We'll come on to that more as we go through things. Then finally, you want a $97 per month subscription. This is where GoHighLevel fits in. You can give them complete access to the software. They can build unlimited funnels on it, get the reviews, manage everything, and build websites on it as well. You could also give funnel templates as an additional bonus to get them over the line. This is a very straightforward concept, but it would work because GoHighLevel, I think we, for the coaching market at least, we calculated it could save them something like $16,000 a year, right? If they signed up with us. Crazy numbers, crazy amount of savings. I mean, ClickFunnels alone, right? If they need more than one funnel, which they all do, that's like $297 a month, I think. Now, don't quote me on that. I can't quite remember. I think it was like $297 a month for unlimited funnels. But anyway, saves them that $200 immediately, right? That's not including Kajabi or Teachable. That's not including email campaigns, the works, all that stuff. Circle, HubSpot, everything, right? It saves them a lot of money. So it makes complete sense for them, and that's why you can provide the value to them. Now, the secret with $7 offers is a quick win or an idea that helps them make money and gets them excited. You don't have to give them the world, just give them the idea, drop the pebble in the pond, and they're going to receive value because you're teaching them something they didn't know before. This is a simple, easy to launch ladder funnel. You can then take this and run ads to it every single day. Now, one little secret, right? One little bit of advice. Don't pay attention to the monthly recurring revenue. So that $97 a month, don't give it any attention. It builds like a snowball. It just builds and builds and builds. And one day you're going to turn around and you're going to see you've got $5,000 a month coming in autopilot from nowhere. And I promise you, it's really fun when that sort of hits you by surprise. and I want you to experience that feeling. So let that build. Don't count your pennies, don't count the coins. Just let it build and build and build. You focus on your other stuff, and all of a sudden you'll turn around and that's like some crazy number and it's just pure profit for you. It's beautiful. You want to focus on your done for you agency upsells because that's where your immediate cash flow is going to come from. The $7 product gives the idea. The service that you provide gives the idea of the service. It creates the problem of implementation because people don't want to do it themselves. You swoop in and you solve that problem for them like a magic fairy. Focus on getting those done for you clients. Let the monthly recurring revenue from the software build up, and you then have a hyper profitable business on your hands. If you learn to master these two funnels, the world is your oyster. Seriously, you would then have the ability to book sales calls whenever you want them. You'd have the ability to book sales calls for your clients. You'd have the ability to get a cold audience to buy products without a sales call and generate leads without upfront cost. You'd have the ability to scale your client's business and become the expert advisor because you have a solution for problems they don't even know about yet. This is insanely powerful. And this is why I say, if you learn this one process, you will not struggle. It's a game changer. You can become an expert in this craft. You're learning the skill to generate demand from a cold audience and turn it into revenue. Dedicate your time to learning how to move the needle for yourself and your clients, and you're always going to be in demand. I've also mentioned how we do this with AI too, which takes you to the next level. Now, not only can you move the needle with AI, you can do it rapidly, faster than anybody else can, which means we can build better offers than anyone else. An offer is the secret, right? Businesses are built on offers. Now, as a little bonus for you, we have just built a custom GPT, and this is pretty special if I don't say so myself. I am not the wizard behind this. I have AI experts, and they are absolutely fantastic, and that's why we're so bullish with it, because we are on basically the forefront of it, learning everything as fast as we can, basically taking the skill sets that we have behind the scenes, implementing it with AI expertise, and fusing the two of them together to produce really incredible stuff. So I have a bit of a knack for building these funnels out and getting them to convert consistently. I've done this so many times, it's like second nature now. The secret is actually in the copy that I write, right? That's what does it. That's what does the trick for me. I learned how to do this by building so many campaigns that you wouldn't believe. Like, it's a stupid amount. I promise you, it's crazy. I'm pretty confident I can take an email, a funnel, an ad, or a video script, craft some copy, and get it selling. Now you might think, okay, but how can I do that if I don't have that experience? How can you unlock that capability? Well, we leveraged OpenAI's most recent release and we built a copy wizard, the certified acquisition expert copy wizard. This bot has been trained heavily, so heavily, on my style of writing. It produces copy exactly the same way I would, and honestly, people prefer speaking to that than me. We've essentially packaged this up and built a bot around it. Let's say that you need to write a headline for any funnel, anywhere. You can take the offer that you're working on and ask the wizard to produce a headline for it, as if you had me in your back pocket, as if it was me popping up and saying, oh, do this. That's exactly what it does. Let's say you wanted to use my funnels. So you've got funnel templates. You wanted to use my funnels and you wanted to customize them with a different offer, but keep most of the structure the same, which I recommend. You can take the wizard, give it your offer, give it an example headline from my funnel templates that you want to replicate. Bang! It produces a headline just like that for your new offer. This is game changing. You can personally leverage my years of experience doing this and do it for yourself, literally as if I was in your head. I'm not going to tell you I'm a master of copy like David Ogilvy, right? I'm not ever going to say that. But what I will tell you is I know how to get an offer to convert, and now I can give you that power to you. You'll be able to use this in your business, which we'll expand on soon. This is the next generation. You can do this. Okay, we went through some deep material today. And I don't know about you, but I need a cup of coffee, if not a pint. I'm going to wrap up for the day, and I'll see you at the same time, same place tomorrow for day 3 of the masterclass. It's a good one, I promise you. What we're going to cover tomorrow is if I had to make $10,000 before Christmas, this is what I'd do. I'll also dive into some next level sales training, and if the penny drops tomorrow, you have the leverage to become a killer that can make it rain. I'll see you tomorrow.